blowout with Aurelia.
Uh-huh.
Probably the worst that it's ever been. She We took her to Walmart, um, and we were like, "Yo, let's get you a toy. Let's get you like an arts and crafts project to work on."
Mm-hmm.
And all she had to do was get into the shopping cart, and
Oh
she
no.
refused. And Kaylee is much more akin to gentle parenting than I am. Me, I'm just like, bro, like, well, I'll try gentle parenting at first, and then I'll go into consequences. Like, if you don't do this, then we're not going to get a toy. And that usually works, but this time it didn't. And since it didn't, I had to be consistent and walk out of Walmart with a screeching baby to
Oh
the
no.
point where people thought that I was literally kidnapping her.
That's insane.
Like
That's a that's a
this one
fear.
guy, this one guy kept looking back at me and making sure that I wasn't kidnapping her. And I knew that he thought that I was kidnapping her, but it kind of gives me like low faith in humanity because I was expecting him to confront me.
Oh wow. You wanted him to talk to you about it?
Well, my thing is that if you have the suspicion that a kid is being kidnapped, then you better do something about it.
He's probably from New York.
Yeah, I mean,
Mind your business.
every every dad's been there, but yeah, Rayleigh's a good kid, but the this is probably the first time where she didn't listen to reason and suffered the consequences for it. And she had this major like meltdown and refused to get in her car seat and swiped at Kaylee because she was like, "Let me give it a try." Swiped at Kaylee, cut her bottom lip wide open, and this is the first time that I put her in timeout, and first time that she like had a complete meltdown with no reason or anything of that nature or no reasoning ability. And I had to go into full ass daddy mode and talk to her about what she did wrong and what she needed to do to rectify the situation. And now I'm here. I literally went right upstairs, had that conversation, went through that whole experience, and now I'm here talking to you, bro. Um, so
You're a
yeah,
coach at home and with all your athletes. That's hilarious.
yeah. So yeah. No, I mean, parenting is a joy. Parenting is the best, bro. But at the same time, um, it creates a resiliency in you that you never thought you ever had. That's for sure. Because if I ever dealt with that with anything outside of my own kid, I don't think I'd be able to just just compartmentalize like this and just be right back into coach mode or podcast mode or whatever.
That's so funny though. Poor girl. That is scary to me. Because I always see myself as like a. I'm definitely going to be the gentlest of parents.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
going to give in to everything, and my child is going to be the most spoiled kid in the world.
yeah. I mean, I have the same perspective, man. Whatever my kid wants, she gets. I mean, I just put like $50 into her Scholastic Book Fair credit card or whatever that she's going to use next week. And every time I go to Walmart, she always gets some sort of book or toy. Um, and I think where I went wrong is that she was coming right off of a nap. And I probably should be more empathetic to how she was feeling. But at the same time, it's busy as fucking Walmart, and you gotta do what your parents are asking you to do. And so there's kind of really was no middle ground, unfortunately. Um, and I'm stressed out. I'm underfed. I have a PR deadlift tomorrow, and I have literally only had a protein shake all day long today. So that's dad life as a power lifter, let alone a coach. But yeah, I think that gentle parenting has a lot of merits, and that's the approach that I personally try to do myself, and try to like reason with her, and talk to her, and talk about what's going on and how she may be feeling and what I want her to do and why that's important. But you don't have the time to do that when you have like a threatening scenario. You don't
Yeah.
have time to do that when and the biggest conflict between gentle parenting and not is that in the real world nobody is going to sit there and talk you through the problem that they have with you. And I've always heard this line, which I think is an absolute bar, and I'm going to butcher the fuck out of it, and that is, if you don't parent your kid, someone else in the real world will do it for you. And
Yeah.
that can have very negative consequences for your kid. And I'm glad in a way that we had crossed that threshold of consequence and punishment. As much as this is the first time that we've done that with her, I was proud of my ability to take leadership as a dad, where Kaylee was bleeding and she was upset, and Aurelia was just screaming to the top of her lungs. And I was the only nonchalant person in the scenario. And I'm just like, yo, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put her in timeout, let her calm down. I'm going to talk to her, even if I'm going to be late to this podcast. And I'm going to tell her what problems I had and what problems I could have done better with, and that she really needs to apologize to her mom. And I literally told her that after I'm done with this podcast with Vitaly, I better have a positive report, because she was like pretty nonverbal and very still overstimulated, of course. So we'll
Yeah.
see how it goes.
Look, if you ask me, she should be having empathy for you. Welcome to the Warm Up Room podcast, and
There we go.
welcome to the United Socialist States of New York.
Yes.
we, we're entering a new era. We're talking to
Yeah, I'm sorry your
dads.
candidate didn't win. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about that.
Hey, he's my candidate, okay?
I thought you were.
No,
No, I'm kidding. I
no,
thought.
I don't care.
No, I mean, I was expecting you to either rejoice or talk about how you're going to leave New York City.
Oh, I'm
But
rejoicing.
you're rejoicing.
Yeah, not because of like the socialism. We can lose a few of these like pretentious weirdos.
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing is that I
Where are they gonna
am
go? Albany?
right. Don't come up here. Don't come up here, bro. But yeah, no, my whole thing is that with Mamdami winning, it is on one end inspirational, because a lot of people that I know have felt dejected and felt like they had no real semblance of control over how the direction of the country is going. And with Mamdami winning, I think it breathes new life into people's ability to fight for what they believe in, and the ability to know that not everybody or everything is going to go the way that is not where they want it to go. But at the same time, I do have some friends of mine who are Jewish, and I say that like it's a like whatever, but like
I
um,
wasn't gonna react.
yeah, I have some Jewish friends that some Jewish friends
Whoa.
are upset about this, but I mean, as someone that doesn't live in the city anymore, I'm kind of removed from everything. But of course, as someone that tends to try to have one eye on one side and one eye on the other side, and see,
This isn't an opinion that I'm making here, but I live across the street from the Orthodox neighborhood, and a lot of them voted for Mamdani.
oh really? Why? So
Yeah,
is
there's
that
like a lot of the like going around where it's like Orthodox Jews that are from New York voted for him.
yeah? I mean,
So it's like, I mean, you can't go. I mean, there's like, it feels like there's like togetherness because of how overwhelmingly he won, but then there's like so much division amongst uh like if you're siding with Trump on this, it seems weird to me. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, I think that if you are like a real estate developer, then I understand your perspective. And if you're concerned about the economy of New York City and how things, how we can pay for these things, I understand your perspective.
It's like, how
But
much money do you need?
yeah, I mean, I think he specifically said something like the money is there, but it's just more so a matter of allocation. And
Yeah.
he had a really great point against Cuomo with, hey, you decided to give money to Tesla or something of that nature, and that money could have been used to like fix the MTA. And it's just all a matter of priorities at the end of the day, right? So I wish him well, and now that he is mayor of the city, um, just like with anything, whether it be the president or whether it be the mayor or the town sheriff or whatever,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like the election's over with, and we want to hope that they do a good job and that they are, there for everybody
I saw
because otherwise we're all screwed,
I saw like Sliwa. He's like the Republican candidate. There's
Yes,
like there's a video of him just like he's just like, hey, we're gonna support him. He's our mayor. He's our leader. Whatever. Now he won. Whatever. And then like the next clip is him screaming into the camera. If you try to bring communism into this city, we're going to take you down.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I understand the concerns there, and
It's just funny, like this person in the same like span of a video is just like, yeah, he's our mayor. We support him. To like, we're gonna kill you if you bring communism here. And coming from a communist country, and parents who like lived through it and stuff like that, yeah, socialism can be scary. But I'm not stupid enough to not know the difference between what he's trying to do and what communism was. You know,
yeah, but it always starts with the
Mm.
first guy, right? It always starts with the first guy that's like, "Yo, let's do the right thing," and then the next guy is like, "Yo, fuck this shit," and then let's go fuck everything up. You know what I mean?
That's
So,
not how Russian communism started.
well, wasn't like Lenin supposed to be like a decent guy, and then Stalin was like a bad guy, or whatever the case is, or
Oh
do
no,
you?
Lenin did the same shit he did, just not as openly.
Interesting. Yeah,
Like
I mean,
Stalin was like openly killing people and like um everybody knows Holodomor, which was like the Ukrainian famine, which was on purpose and stuff like that. And it sucked, obviously. But he did that with Georgia, Chechnya. He did it with all of them. But
I was
like
not aware
Ukraine
of
was
that.
the worst one.
Yeah, I
But
mean, Eastern European history is something that is remiss in my knowledge. So I've always kind of understood that Lenin was the better version of
cleaner.
yeah, like so if you were a communist dictator, you would want to be more like if you were a communist dictator, who would you want to be like?
That's the thing. Like there is no communist dictators that did well. You know what I mean? There
Yeah,
is
but
no
that,
example.
yeah,
And
so it's so like if there's no example, then like that just kind of proves that it doesn't work at a national level, I guess. But in a micro level, it might work better,
I mean,
right?
look, I'm not trying to support China, but it does work. I mean, they're definitely, hurting a lot of people, but as an economy, it works.
Yeah, I mean they have a sanction where you have to have a outdoor patio no matter what, and that's pretty nice. But
You have
I'm
a
not sure
view.
if it's worth the trade-off of atrocities and stuff like that. But I guess the big thing there is that every government does atrocity, regardless if it's a republic or a
Look,
democracy.
don't
Or
besmirch my United States, okay?
hey, I mean,
And Canada does.
as a first generation American, I'm very much pro America personally because that's what I was raised in that environment, and America gave my family a lot of opportunities, and I've when
Hey, America's not listening. You don't have to. You don't have to be on your knees right now.
No, I'm not glazing America, but what I will say is that, at powerlifting meets, I will always stop what I'm doing for the national anthem. And I always kind of low key judge people that are like actively not participating in it. And I'm just like, bro, like, what are we
Oh,
doing here?
you fell for the propaganda. Oh,
Again, well, I mean, I can't believe I'm trying to tell you the benefits when your family fled a communist country. Like, what the fuck? Like, do you want to,
I
you,
joined JROTC
in
in like ninth
Ukraine or
grade or
in?
something. Yeah,
Because I'm like,
they
bro,
had a base.
if that was only 20 years later, you would have already been shooting down drones and shit, man.
Oh, I mean, I know people who are who have already died in the war.
I don't know how to
That's
respond to
crazy.
that. I'm sorry for your loss, bro.
Laugh.
But
I
like,
don't know. No,
yeah,
it's not
no,
my.
I mean,
It's not my loss. I'm
yeah,
okay. No,
I
it's my
mean,
loss like countrywide, like country wise. But like,
your paisan.
yeah, I don't know these people. I'm actually really conflicted right now
Why are you conflicted?
as far as my origins. Actually, I probably shouldn't talk about that publicly yet.
No, fair enough, man. Don't worry about it. I mean, do you want to just start over? Do you want to
No,
just say, "Hey, welcome
yeah,
back to the warm-up room"? Um,
no, I'm just not gonna talk about it.
yeah, no, all good, man.
We can
You
keep going.
you have
No,
been a fan of not
I'm
talking about
I'm
anything.
I'm from Ukraine, but my parents are like Bulgarian, and
Uh,
like we lived in an area of like Ukraine that was a lot of Bulgarians and like Romanians and stuff like that. So it was like you're in Ukraine, but a lot of those people even now are like, well, we're Bulgarian, you know what I mean? So like I feel Ukrainian pride. I wear, the sigil and stuff like that. But like a lot of people I know who are like of my people, my family and stuff like that, they don't care.
because they're Bulgarian.
Yeah.
So would Bulgaria or Bulgarian people be considered in relation to America? Would that be like Canadian people,
Uh, more like
Iceland,
the Americans.
but just like in a different? What does that even mean? So
Like Ukraine is the Canada of Bulgaria. Where Bulgarian used to be an empire and like they ruled there, then they got beat up and stuff like that. So
was
they
that the
have like,
Ottoman Empire? Was that
well, before the Ottoman Empire, it was
Byzantine?
whatever it was. They were the Bulgarians. They had that region. They defended it against Greeks, against Turks for a while,
Oh
and
shit.
then the Greeks took over. Then the Ottoman took over and stuff like that.
Oh, so it was like so the way I understand it is that it's like what the Byzantine Empire, then the Ottoman Empire, then the Turkish Empire or some or
Well, the Ottoman is the Turkish.
Ottoman is the Turk. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Um,
So it
yeah,
was like I mean, Ukraine, the Kiev Rus Empire, they had their own thing going on, so it was kind of like a mixture. But they were
uh-huh.
like a lot of, how Germany has like the most castles in Europe.
I did not know that.
Yeah, well, actually, maybe Poland does, but Germany has
Poland.
like, yeah, Poland has like a million
Why,
castles,
bro?
because it's kind of what I was gonna say is like back then those little kingdoms weren't. It wasn't Germany. It was like each little area had its own little kingdom of its own little guy. And
Oh, it's like
then when
Japan,
the
like feudal
monarch,
Japan.
the empire took over, they became like dukes or whatever.
Not good because if you have a bunch of because that's like what Japan was, and that's also what the Native Americans were as well, where it's just they're not a united front, even though
Then they all
right.
became Americans.
I mean, I maybe I don't think like is that true? Like, wait, are they? I don't know, man. I think if there's one thing to learn about this podcast, about me at least, is that I thought that I was pretty above average with my understanding of how the world works, and clearly that's not the case. Because I think so. If Native Americans are on a reserve, are
Can
they
I can I give a little disclaimer?
go for it?
As far as I go, like my knowledge and understanding of anything is very surface level. Like
So
I know
you could
I
be
know
completely wrong, but you're just saying it more confidently than I am, right? Like you're
I know
just
Germany has thousands of castles, but beyond that, it's just like I can give you like 2 to 3 sentences that makes it sound like I know what I'm doing, and then it's just after that, it's just a cliff.
yeah, I mean, I would say like I'm strongest in like American history and World War II and stuff like that. Like, I don't think I would ever become that dad that just studies World War II, but I was a huge fan of World War II and the history of. So there's two areas that I'm really strong at with history. It's America, like around 1900 and above, and then it also is the Mongol Empire because I really enjoy learning about Genghis Khan and his dichotomy of being the most ruthless person in the world, but also being low key fair and very good at governance, despite that, right? So, are you familiar with Genghis Khan? Like, do you know a lot about him?
Again, yeah, surface level.
I,
I
I
I listen to a lot of history podcasting.
I mean, he's probably like the biggest troll in the entirety of the history of the world, I think.
Yeah, there's there's one story about him reaching Moscow, and he like would come up to it and like kill people around it and not enter, and then just kind of regroup and go a little somewhere else, fight again, and like Moscow would get really like ready for it. Back then, like it was part of the Kiev Rus or something like that. And then like he would come back and then kill the outskirts again, and then leave, and he would just do that for like a couple of years.
And then
And
he died.
he never actually killed them like or like took over that town, but he would just come back or send like a group of men out there to just kill people around it and leave. I don't know why. I don't remember why, but I remember that story from I can't remember what podcast it was, but that's like the expert level trolling.
Well, I mean, my whole thing about him trolling is just when he took over this area that had a lot of gold. And it had so much gold that the shields were golden and the spears were golden. And he got all the way up to the king because he had won the battle. And he was like, yo, you have, you relied so much on gold. So here's a plate of food. And it was just all gold. And the king was like, I can't eat this. It's gold. And he's like, well, you made your bet on gold so much that now you have to eat it. And he ate it until he died. And I'm
Yeah.
like, holy shit. And in addition to that, when he would kill a royal, like even if it wasn't like a Mongol royal person or whatever, if he met like a royal person that he just, decimated his entire kingdom or whatever, he would believe, or the Mongols believed, that royal blood could not be spilled. So how they executed every single king and queen is that they would wrap them up in a carpet and beat them to death. No blood spill, bro. No, like the one rule, no blood spilling. And so, he was a very consistent and very, um, clear person, right? He's just like, hey, don't do this, or else you will suffer the absolute max consequence no matter what. And if you do that, then like you can have your own laws, you can have your own religions. I could care less. Just listen to these three things or some shit, and then I
that's
won't come knocking,
that's
and
like
just
that's
pay me.
early level Catholicism type of rule bending right there. Like we'll beat you to death and we won't spill your blood. That's like Catholics being like, you
Dude,
can divorce a little.
what was that, King Henry, right? You
Yeah.
can you can just change the whole structure of the church just so you can get divorced. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've always kind of felt like this dude, as much as he didn't fuck around and as much as he was bad for a lot of people, he also is, at the very least, an interesting character because I think we're so far removed from when he had reigned.
Yeah.
Um, So you can look at it more in an academic or I guess humorous level, but like I guess at the time, I'm sure it was pretty terrible to have Genghis Khan like running around. But I guess nowadays it's just something you can just simply study because it's just so far out. But I mean, he was responsible for like decimating entire civilizations that are never going to be discovered because of him getting pissed off.
He was also responsible for millions and millions of people being born
Yes, he was. I mean, I think that
directly. He was
what is it like?
directly responsible for.
Well, I think he just needed to do that Indiana Jones swap out, right? Because he had also killed millions of people to the point where he had an impact on the earth. Like he lo- he lowered the earth's temperature by like 2 degrees based on how many people he killed.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? So it's just
Maybe that's what we need to solve our global warming problem.
I think he's probably the closest thing to a real life Thanos. The closest possible like historical figure to,
Do you think that
just
they were so intelligent back then? Where they were like, if I don't kill millions of people and drop the temperature of the earth,
dude,
we
he would
won't
just
last that
be
long.
because he'd be like, yo, like this catapult worked great against killing my own men, so I'm going to capture the engineers and just conscript them to make me catapults. Like he would just be just so free flowing for someone that was so dastardly. It is a very interesting dichotomy, like how one man can just affect so much change and affect so much tragedy, but at the same time, um,
Inspirational.
yeah, at the same time, inspirational in the sense that he was a direct reason why Western Europe was the dominant thing because that was the only thing left, right? So
Oh, fuck.
if it wasn't for Genghis Khan, there would be no America, So it's super strange stuff, but it's interesting at least.
What's funny is like back then, like nobody in France knew what was happening. Like you just lived your life. Nobody knew that there was a guy killing people left and right. Nobody cared. We didn't know that until way later.
Like, damn, you guys are going through this shit,
Yeah.
like 100 years later.
Yeah.
Like, wow, where are you? Where's everybody? Type thing.
We were going to explore, but we decided not to, thank God.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like because I mean, going back to what you were saying about China, I mean, China's been put through it a lot, from the Mongols and the Japanese and things of that nature. So I'm just like, you know what, like, I don't know, maybe it's just one of those things where countries that get absolutely laser beamed, then go on to build enough strength to laser beam others. I guess that's the cyclical nature of
they,
every.
they were effective, the Chinese.
They were effective in what way?
The Genghis Khan way of annihilating people
Oh,
when they were becoming communists.
oh yes, yes.
They learned their lessons from the Japanese and the Mongols,
Yeah, because I was
and
gonna say, I was like, if I thought we were still talking about the Japanese and the Mongols, because I'm like, they were unfortunately not very effective.
the Japanese were.
No, but that's what I'm saying is that like, yeah, I mean, it's crazy how many people don't know about Japanese atrocities in China. Um,
It's so like anytime you talk about it, it's like like I've told people about like World War II Japanese stuff,
mhm.
and they're just like, "What Japanese? No, come on!" Like as if they're so cute they can't like do that,
The
you know?
rebrand was crazy.
Yeah,
The rebrand was insane. Like whoever rebranded Japan into what they are now, that person is like Don Draper level good. You know what I mean?
you're
Um,
half Japanese, right? We can talk about Japan.
dude, yeah, I'm half
Okay,
Japanese,
good.
and I will be the first person to admit that Japanese people do fancy themselves as like the master Asian race or what have you, And so it's just one of those things where, as much as we have rebranded, those perceptions still reign in our own mindsets, because I think the reason why we all got finessed into being like a phenomenal war machine is that it was just embedded in all of our heads that if there was only one Japanese person still alive, then Japan was still worth defending. So I'm just like, that's crazy. But you know, I'm happy to be Japanese, not because of the atrocities that happened and stuff like that, but more so to say that I think culturally in Japan or Japanese people, and I benefited from this greatly, and that is you are good at it plus more, right? Just very intensely good about what you set your mind to.
Yeah.
And if you're not, and if you fail, then that's worse than death type thing. Um, so that type of cultural gleaning that I've been through personally is something that is probably one of the healthiest and best things that's ever happened to me, and also one of the unhealthiest and worst things to ever happen to me.
It's funny, like it's hard to be romantic about American history for some reason.
Super fucking hard. Well, for some reason, like, yeah, it's super hard to be romantic about American history. Are you kidding me?
I mean, I get what you're saying, but also like it shouldn't be because it's your like it's the heritage, like it's our like. Of course, I don't mean like what I mean is like World War II, right? You look, so many people did so many heroic things,
Yes.
right? There's no like name other than MacArthur, who by the way was a dipshit. Like he fucked us over so many times on these missions where he could have just been better and we would have easily not lost as many lives, especially like in Australia and like Papua New Guinea and stuff like that, or wherever he was down there. But
I guess
like
that's why you never hear about those campaigns, right?
he fucked up so
Yeah.
bad, but his name just kept getting pushed everywhere. But you look at Japan and it's like everybody knows about the guy who was on that island by himself and thought the war was
Yeah.
still going on. Like that's crazy.
Well, it wasn't Eisenhower the like a phenomenal general. I mean, but I think
In World War
Eisenhower,
One, I believe, right?
I think Eisenhower commanded the
I
eastern,
know World War Two. Yeah.
right? Like, or my bad. So Eisenhower commanded the west, or yeah, and then I think what MacArthur was the east, or like, you know what I mean? Where it's
Yeah,
more so Western Front's Germany, and then Eastern Front was
yeah,
Japan, and yeah, I mean, with Eisenhower, I have a lot of respect for him. I actually read his biography, and one thing I've always really respected about Eisenhower was that, as someone that has seen war and as someone that has, you know, successfully commanded through war, he was very anti-war as a president, and I think that that was very important, especially during the time that we were in, because I remember MacArthur was trying to lobby for nuking Russia preemptively, right? And he's like, okay, we did it to Japan, so we
it
have to do
worked
it.
once.
Yeah, we well twice, and like, but like it worked, and then we want to proactively nuke Russia, and I believe it was not FDR, because I think he had passed right beforehand, but the president at the time, who also like signed off on the atomic bombs, he was like, "Yo, are you crazy? Like, we're not going to preemptively nuke Russia." I think if we preemptively nuked everybody, I think that that would have been a bitter, a very like rough ending to the war, I guess. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it would have ended everything. I mean, like I know Russia didn't have the weapons for it, but we would be like decimated. That whole area would have been gone. That's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people, and you know, I mean, I know that it's
It would
not.
have lowered the temperature of the planet, though,
I think it probably would have increased the temperature, right? Because,
immediately. But then long term,
I mean, yeah, like on the day, but I think it would have melted mad ice, and then it would have increased the temperature, right? I mean, based on the amount of nukes that we would have
surface
used.
level.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I'm glad that we didn't nuke Russia.
Like
You
even
know,
Russia has like heroes. Even World War II, there's so many like Russian like, even though they were the bad guys for a lot of it. In the beginning, they were good, and they have heroes that everybody knows about. They know about the sniper guy, you know.
Like Vasily.
Yeah, they know about the Cold War. There's like a hero, Russian hero in the
Yeah,
submarine who didn't like sign off on that nuke. Like America doesn't have that. We don't like we value the troops as a whole, and you know, God bless the troops. But like, um, sincerely, and like, but we don't have any like individual hero kind of like people to rally behind and stuff like that. We do now. We have a great president. He's our hero. He's
good
also
lord,
anti-war.
the president of peace.
He's a peaceful president. He just
Yeah,
wants to get our nukes on par with everybody else. And he just doesn't like boats in Venezuela for some reason. But other than that,
he
and
really
also
doesn't.
he wants to attack Nigeria for, you know, they're killing our Christians. But other than that, and Yemen, and but
And
other than
Israel.
that, he's a peaceful president. He's a hero we can all get behind.
Yeah, I mean,
We don't
I,
have it.
all I really ask for is just give us some context, give us some information. I don't think the majority of us can pontificate on the reason why we're doing any of these things. And it wasn't always that way, right? I feel like
Yeah.
when, you know, as much as they were wrong, when Bush was like, hey, these guys have weapons of mass destruction, and it's either that we go in there and we try to remove them preemptively, or we wait and then they might do another 9/11 or whatever, right? In no way am I saying that this was justified or right, but what I am saying is that at the very least a info there was an infographic about why we're doing this. And then ever since then, there hasn't really been any elaboration on anything that we've done. It's just straight up like, if you don't support it, then you're anti-American. But there hasn't been, hey, this is the reason why we're doing this, and this is the reason why we can't do this. And now it's just, you're just gonna have to come along for the ride, no matter what.
Look, he has infographics. Every fucking interview I see him do, he pulls a paper out of his jacket that has some information on it. He like flashes it. It's all folded up and flashes it to the reporter. The most recent one he had was just literally a piece of paper that had 8 dots on it with 8 wars that he ended. It's just
Eight.
he's like,
I
see,
can't
I
even.
he's like, I ended these wars and put it back in his pocket.
I think I can only really name one.
That he ended?
Well, not that he ended, but that he got in front of, right? With like the whole India and Pakistan conflict. He brokered a peace deal between the two, and at the very least, he was able to get in front of it and let it not escalate, because that would have been terrible, right? But I don't think outside of that, he's really ended anything, right?
I don't want to besmirch our president, but I saw videos of the Indian PM saying that Trump did nothing and he didn't do anything to help them reach peace.
Really? So
Yeah,
wait, but so was Pakistan the folks that were like, yo, Trump did mad shit for us and he deserves a Nobel Peace Prize?
actually, I think neither of them did, but I think one of the Pakistani guys might have said something like that. But the
Yeah.
actual Pakistani guy was like, no, he had nothing to do with it.
Oh, like so a Pakistani politician
Yeah,
that wasn't the prime minister, if that's even what the leader of Pakistan is, right? Is it a prime minister?
I have
I
no
al-
idea.
I always kind of assume that if it's
He's
not,
some kind of holy leader.
oh, it's a holy leader.
No, I'm
Okay.
just kidding. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I get all my current event news from you, man. So I'm whatever you say goes. But no, I mean, I've
I
always
like that.
assumed that, like, given that there's no real kings anymore, that I'm just like, yo, you have the president of America and France and some South American countries, but everywhere else it's like a prime minister.
Well, as far as I understand, France has a prime minister, and a lot of these countries have prime ministers and presidents, or they call them chancellors or whatever.
Damn. So there is a prime minister and a president in
Yeah.
France. Damn.
So from again surface level, but a prime minister deals with interior politics and a president deals with foreign policy.
I would prefer that one dude handle or one person handles all of it, right?
Hmm.
What would you prefer?
Well, we kind of have a system that is sort of similar. So our president is mainly foreign policy and like dealing with other nations, not just like with like things that influence interior. And then we have the, Congress that deals with laws and all that kind of stuff. And the president needs to like sign off on some of it and stuff like that, but for the most part that's how it works.
And if
Right? Am
you
I wrong? I think I'm wrong. I might be wrong.
no,
I
I mean
again I have no idea.
I think that there's like executive power and then there's checks and balances, and I think you're absolutely right that you know I think you're totally right that
There's a
yeah,
senator.
the Speaker of the House
There's
is
a
like
speaker of the house.
internal, right? I mean, the Speaker of the House is probably like the closest thing to a prime minister that we have, right? But I think it's more so a succession plan as opposed to one person has like more of a domain than others. Because I don't know if you've noticed this, but something that I always find funny is that every vice president I've that in my lifetime has been given like a super important thing to try to focus on, and they never do anything about it, right? Like, you remember when Joe Biden was supposed to solve cancer or some shit? And then he just like, and we never heard anything about it. Like every vice president, like I would rather be a vice president than a president.
Oh, for sure.
Because vice president, you're just chilling, man, the whole time.
One thing I will say, you would hate being a vice president. Knowing what I know about you so far, you
Yeah,
would absolutely hate being a vice president. Just because a vice president's main duty is to go around and talk to people and try to get support for the president.
yeah, I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that shit. I'm gonna support from me and mine, but not
Yeah.
the president, bro.
No,
I,
you just
I
have
would
to
be a
go get
terrible vice
allegiance to
president.
the president.
I have like insane main character syndrome, so I don't think I would ever even say yes to a vice president role. But at the same time, if I was president, I would just focus on all the wrong things, I think.
Please, examples.
Like if you drive in the left lane, then you're getting executed with you and your whole family if you go slow. That's what I would do as president. If you don't return the shopping cart, you're dead. You're dead on the spot. Like a sniper on the roof of Walmart. You're dead on the fucking spot. And and I think that these things
Just
would
the day job. It's your day job. You sit on top of Walmart sniping people.
yeah, and like you get like if you do that job well, then like you get like medals for it and shit. You know what I mean? Because I think that if you can't display common sense and decency to other people, then it's over for you, man. You know what I mean? Like, yo, if you don't return the shopping cart, you don't put away your plates, you don't, you don't do criminally, you don't go criminally fast in the left lane. Then yeah, you are going to be hunted down by the full force of the federal government, and I
How
will,
how
and it would
quickly are
be,
you eliminating speed limits?
oh, dude, I would turn everything into the Autobahn. I'd be
That's
like,
day
yo,
one.
go out of your own risk, man, and like good luck. And also on top of that, I would make anyone above 65 take a driver's test every single year, and when you get to 75, it's every quarter of the year.
I support that.
Yeah, and on top of that, I would I would do other things that are less important to me, like universal health care and making sure that we don't intervene unless it's for a high moral reason that I have public
I got
support
one
on.
for you.
Sure.
What would you do to the person who brings their bike or scooter or whatever into a gym and parks it right next to the lockers and the bench next to the lockers?
I would I would say, Mom Dami, that's on you, man. You have full authority to do whatever you want to that individual, but That's not the president's job. That's not the president's job. So I would be like, yo, like this is what I'm doing, and if you want to do the same thing, cool. But if you don't want to do the same thing, I don't care either.
Something
I
makes me think you put your scooter in front of lockers.
No, I don't have a scooter. Although
If
the
you did,
only the if I had a scooter, I definitely wouldn't put it in front of the lockers, because going back to the whole Japanese thing, I am very frightfully concerned about ruining someone else's vibe or mood for any reason at all. Like if I forget to hold the door for someone or don't see them, something like that, I die inside.
what would you
So
do to people who don't, when you hold the door for them
yeah,
and they don't touch the door and just walk out without touching the door? What do you do to those
sniper,
people?
sniper it,
Sniper, right?
sniper it,
Every doorway
sniper,
has a
drone,
sniper.
yeah, drone, sniper. You
That,
know,
oh, that makes me so upset. And it's
yeah.
always some hot chick who does it.
Oh no, yeah, for hot chicks, no, no,
No,
no, no, yeah, no, no,
they get a pass. Okay, fair.
yeah, but
Fair.
it
But
is.
if it's a guy, that makes me so upset. It's like I'm holding the door for you and you just walk out. One, they most of the time they don't say even thank you. But two, not to just touch the door, to just be like, "Hey, thank you." Like, oh my god, it makes me
Well,
angry.
it's not masculine to say thank you to another man, right? Like if you say
Head
thank you to,
nod.
you know, yeah, a head nod, yeah, for sure.
I'm
But
okay with a guy saying thank you. Masculine, not
no,
masculine.
I mean, I am. I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm the most masculine person in the world, and I'm in touch with my masculinity for sure. But I'm also secure in my masculinity in the sense that I will always say thank you, and I will compliment someone and be like, "Yo, like, nice beard," or some shit like that, or "Hey, I like your look," But I don't think that other people were raised right, unfortunately, and so anything that greatly inconveniences other people or greatly shows that you don't care about other people, then yeah, you're cooked, man. If I was president.
I can't like when I work in with people and I'm acknowledging that I'm doing the wrong thing. If I work in with people at the gym, that rack is staying at your height. Even if it's hard for me to do it, it's staying at your height. Your weight is staying on. I'm putting my plates on top of yours to make it as easy for you as possible.
That's too much.
I know, but it's like I can't. Like I hate in between. Oh, what's your weight? And you're like, oh, you have to do this and this. It's like I want to get out of there as soon as possible. I will not wait. I can't stand people who wait. Like waiting a little bit. Somebody's like finishing up a workout and you're waiting for the rack. Okay, but if you walk in and they're starting and you're supposed to be starting and you're like, I'll wait for you to finish and go like fuck off and do nothing. Like I can't stand that. Just you're at a gym, you're supposed to work in, especially at a powerlifting gym. Like get in there. You're
That's
not.
what it's made for.
Yeah, I
It
don't
is the
know.
most accommodating piece of equipment to work in with like five other people.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, I don't know. I find that, yeah, I mean, of course, the same people that will say I'll wait for a rack will also be the first person to say I don't want to work in with you if you ask. And I don't know, man. I think you're just a terrible person if you do that because you have to understand that yes, you are being selfish, and I know that you probably know that. But at the same time, you also have to understand that someone who comes up to you and asks you to work in 90% of the time, they are really putting themselves really out there, and they're in a very vulnerable position because I have athletes of mine that don't even want to ask for a spot in a room full of people that powerlift as well because they're socially anxious and they're introverted. And if that person musters enough courage to say, "Can I work in with you?" and you say no, yo, like fuck you, bro.
that's
I
crazy.
Yeah, you are a shithead. And on in that particular case, like I was at the YMCA and I was doing like shoulder raises and I had one set left. And this dude who seemed like it was like one of his first times in the gym, He came up to me, he looked me in the eye, and he said, "Hey, how many sets do you have left?" And I said, "I have one left." And he's like, "Okay, I'll wait." And I'm like, "You're not waiting. You're going to do your first set, and then I'll wait because I need a rest." And I had to kind of like convince him to do that.
Yeah.
And the thing about that is that it creates a situation where next time that person won't be as shy to ask, and next time that person will have the expectation that it will work out for him. And maybe someday he'll be the next best bodybuilder in the world. But if I tell him, "Yo, you have to sit there and wait until I do one more set of shoulder raises," that can be so incredibly dejecting and demotivating to somebody to the point where they could literally not go to the gym anymore because of that experience.
Yeah. That sucks for sure.
Yeah, it
I've
sucks.
I've had two times in my lifting career where I walked in and I was like, "Hey, do you mind if I work in with you?" And like, I mean, the gym is packed,
Yeah.
and this person said, these people said no, and I was like, "No, you're working in with me. I don't like. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? First of all, it's the only person squatting right now. There's 5 racks in here. 4 of them are benching. I need to squat with you. You're working in." I was like, either I'm working in with you or you're waiting for me to get done. And luckily, I had this happen at my old gym, and then it happened once at this gym where I've been there long enough where people kind of know me, and it's like, oh, okay, like he's not gonna be an asshole, but also he's not messing around. Like people are gonna be on his side on this.
I have always respected that about you, Vitali. I've always admired that to a high degree. And I wish I had your courage because there are times where I would show cowardice and I have to live with that for the rest of my life. And if there's one thing that I'm trying to subscribe to myself with is that cowardice hurts than any kind of injury or pain or death that you could ever go through because you are not standing up for what is right for you. And yeah, I've always really enjoyed it. And part of me has pondered that for a long time. There's many nights where I'm thinking about you and how well you're able to bully yourself into a situation for the right reasons. And what I've deduced is that if I was as big as you, I would be doing the same shit too, bro. I would not be taking no for no fucking answer. But unfortunately, I'm a 75-kilo manlet, and all I can really do is ask very nicely and look him in the eyes. And if it doesn't work out, then fuck
Do
me
one of
then.
those.
I'm one of those. Yeah, of course I'm one of those. I don't have the size to be like, yo, like there could be because like basically whenever you ask someone for something that you want, it's basically one step before assault, right? Because assault is like the threat of violence, right? So if you're asking someone for something and that is like right before assault, like someone could literally press assault charges on you every single day of your interaction.
That's never how I thought it was gonna go. Like I've never asked for something and then felt like, all right, now I'm gonna assault you.
No, well, I mean, it's not like I'm not saying that you're like gonna assault them, right? Or you're gonna like batter because it's like, But by the way, the best restaurant name I've ever seen and I've ever heard of in my life was Assault and Battery, where it was like a fish and chip spot.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Because like in
Fish
fish and
and
chips,
chip,
it's
I
like
see that.
yeah,
Salt
it's
and
like
battery.
battery. It's batter and salt.
Oh,
So Assault
okay.
and Battery,
That's
right?
good. That's
It's
good.
pretty good, right?
That's
So,
good.
but yeah, man, like what you did is
It's not
uh,
as good as Fo King noodles, but it's good.
yeah, I mean, I think that there is also a Vietnamese restaurant in Ohio or some shit like that that has the N word in it, and I think that that's probably also like pretty famous up there as well. Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
Okay, you've
But
heard
it's
about
like
this.
NGA.
No, it's like it's the whole thing.
Oh no, okay. No,
I
I've
don't think
seen
it's.
the NGA
I,
one.
no, it is what one, two, three, four, five. It is all four or all five letters. But yeah, and then like someone went there and was just like, how do you pronounce this? And it's not how you would phonetically pronounce it American wise, but it
It would be crazy if they're like,
yeah, it presents itself as very night and day, like clearly, like that it has the.
Do you think that's on purpose? I
I
mean,
definitely think it's on purpose.
fucking noodles is on purpose.
No, 100%.
Yeah,
Or like Jay's Wong on Franklin Avenue, right? Like that's another one that's like referencing phallic behavior or
yeah.
phallic references or whatever. Um, maybe it's not. Maybe it's just like Justin Wong and it's called Jay's Wong. I don't know.
It's on purpose.
It's on purpose, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it has
yeah,
to be. There's no way.
yeah.
Okay,
I don't know.
sorry, sidetrack.
No, but yeah, I mean, it's every time like because if you're like, hey, I don't like your answer, and I'm going to just exercise my free will and work in with you. The next step after that is fists, right? Like that's the next step if like someone chooses to escalate.
I see what you're saying. I just want to put it out there. I have no desire to ever be in that position to do that. Just because like people already have this kind of like a some people don't view boundaries the same way as you do, and I do, where it's like just because I'm standing up for myself doesn't mean that I'm also going to now fight you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know 100% what you mean because that's how I am as
I
well,
am a
right?
peaceful king.
You are a peaceful king. You stay in your lane. You're moisturized.
I am gentle, teddy bear.
You really are, though. I
I
mean,
don't want no problems.
yeah, you really are. I just think that you have no tolerance for that type of behavior, which I don't think anybody should have tolerance over that. But unfortunately, because these people exist, and because we all kind of assume that we're all going to do right by each other, these people are exploiting that social contract that we have in powerlifting gyms or that we have everywhere outside of powerlifting gyms.
You ever have somebody who like you're not friends with maybe, but like you're friendly with, and you kind of built this rapport where you kind of like you can shit talk a little bit
Sure.
and like but then you do it and they kind of give you a look and now you just look like an asshole.
Yes. No, I have misstepped and overstepped in those relationships quite often, for sure.
Yeah, that happened to me recently. And I was just like I kind of like said something about their mustache. It wasn't great, but like I'm joking. Obviously, we kind of were like I think where I made a mistake was that when we did talk shit, he was talking shit about other people, and like I kind of don't like that. If you're gonna talk shit, talk about yourself or the person that you're friends with. I don't like talking shit about other people, especially to people I don't really know or I'm not friends with. But like I kind of thought maybe that was just kind of like one of the steps to talking shit about each other kind of thing. And then I introduced the mustache thing. And
Yeah.
it's like he just kind of gave me a look like, well, why the fuck would you make fun of my mustache? Like this is a choice I made, and now you're like ridiculing me. I was like, hey, I'm just joking, buddy.
Yeah. I am
Like I'm
unfortunately that
look at
same person.
me, look at me. Like I am not like look at this stupid mustache. Like I'm not saying that you know I'm better
Yeah.
than you. I am, but
I am that person. I do not tolerate when people tease me or say something off color about me. I do not tolerate that at all. I will shit talk and I will troll everybody else. But the moment someone says like, "Oh, you have a pimple," I'd just be like, "Yo, like I'm never talking to you ever again." I will go. How you are at the gym when you need to work in with somebody and they're saying no is how I am when someone says something teasing towards me. I'm like, that's absolutely not going to fly. I
so
do not enjoy it, and it's never been something that I've enjoyed, and that's also why I don't tease other people either. Right? If
yeah.
I'm trolling you, I know that you're the homie, and that's my love language, and you might get a little confused or a little angry, but it's not about you, right? So if, like, for example, I told one of my athletes, hey, I know that you really love Dick Cheney and he died. And if you have to skip today, then feel free to do so. And if you need any adjustments, for training, then I got you because Dick Cheney is your everything, right? And she was like, "The fuck are you talking about?" That's the level of trolling that I will give to somebody, but I would never be like, "Oh, that thing you're super insecure about that you're putting yourself out there. That's what I'm gonna harp on." Um, in fact, like I've like ended a 5 year business relationship over making fun of my shoes, right? So like I don't fuck with that at all.
Whoa, we need to get into that next time.
Next time we will. Next time
My
we
mo-
will. But
my mom just called. My mom called me earlier today. She's like, so
your mom called you,
she
and that's
goes,
why you're laughing.
no. She's like, she's the best troll ever. She goes, so your guy won, huh?
Your guy, you're a candidate, bro. That's like the person you campaigned for and called other people
So
to
you
vote
guys,
for.
so you voted and he won, huh? Just like why? Like what? How do you even know about politics in New York right now?
She probably spent
She's
all morning.
79.
You know, she probably spent like 48 hours trying to figure out an opening line to talk to her son.
Oh, all right.
That's how I would be as a father.
Whew.
I'd be like, yo, like my daughter's like 30 years old, so I'm gonna have to like find a reason to message her and like disrupt her flow, and just be like, hey, like
Sure. Future kids of mine are gonna be. I'm gonna be insufferable, and I hope they're okay with that.
yeah, I'm
Oh
excited to
god,
see you tackle fatherhood, man. I am very much looking forward to that more than you know.
that's great. I can't wait. This is in fact exactly how the warm up room goes for us. This is all the things we talk about. And right up to the end, right before I have to get on the platform, this is the shit we talk about.
It truly is. Like Vitaly is not exaggerating at all. Um, I, I can't even really like focus on a favorite one, but whether it be opener or third attempt, and I don't know, man, it's only really with you because most people that go for the third attempt, I'm just like, yo, I'm just gonna let them do their thing and just put chalk on their back and hope for the best. But for you, I'm like, yo, take your headphones off. I want to talk to you about Ukraine or some shit.
Let's chop it up.
Yeah,
It's
but it seems
crazy.
to work for you though.
I don't like. I am as intense as anybody can ever get, ever, all the time in my life. So it's like my brain's already there. I don't need to do any more.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
I
I'm
mean,
trying to unlock a little bit more. Like, I don't want to be a douchebag and say like swagger, so I won't. But like, I'm trying to unlock that kind of like side of me of being more showmanship.
yeah, I mean, I think next time you try to go for a PR, you should look up like Doc Holliday Tombstone highlights and watch that, and then go for a PR.
To do the gun spinny thing.
Yeah, I mean, yo,
That
Val
was my.
Kilmer.
That's one of my favorite scenes ever when he like does the cup.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
he deserved an Oscar for that movie,
Just for that scene.
just for that scene. But
It
he was a vibe the whole movie,
was
and
amazing.
it was really, Kurt Russell like spent his own money to make it.
No, I mean
Yeah,
I'm not that much into movies, but yeah, that's cool.
I mean, I'm not either,
What
but
is your
I'm like,
favorite movie? You seem like a movie buff, kind of like.
well, I don't know whether to be happy or sad that I give off the vibe that I'm a movie buff, but I would say that my favorite movie is something that is very close to me personally because it's probably the closest that I've ever seen myself in cinema, and that is The Phantom Thread. That's my favorite movie by default. But outside of that,
I gotta watch
um,
that.
I would say like outside of like because it's literally me, so I feel like I have to pick another movie. And what is up there for me is like Gangs of New York,
Respectable.
and what is a weird pull. And this is not my favorite movie, but what is a very underrated movie is Running Scared. Have you ever heard? Have you
Love
ever
that.
watched that shit?
The the newer one.
The Paul Walker one, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Dude,
what a
it is
fucking movie.
a phenomenal movie that like nobody knows about, and I'm just like, dude, like this movie was one of the best movies I've ever seen in my
It's
life.
I mean, I wish some stuff didn't come out about Paul Walker because I actually cried when he died, which is weird.
Did you
I still
really? No,
not
supposedly he's like a really good dude.
not like just like I teared up.
Yeah,
I
I
still
cried a little
can't
bit when Kobe
watch.
died.
Not so much. He destroyed a lot of my teams growing up.
Well, I mean,
I'm
just
just
the
getting
fact.
sad. It was very
No,
sad.
I think like, the celebrity death that hit me the hardest was Kobe. I'd say.
Yeah. Eh, Paul Walker for me.
Paul
Uh,
Walker.
yeah. Just like I can't watch movies with him in it. It's just sad. It bums me out.
Yeah, supposedly he was a really good dude, and
I
I
mean,
remember
he
like,
did have that one girlfriend who was a little underage or whatever, or younger, way
oh
younger than him, or
really? I
something
didn't
like
know
that.
anything about that.
That's why I'm not like so sad about it too much.
Well,
But
I mean,
like,
is it like Jerry Seinfeld level, or is it?
let's not bring Jerry up because we can't go into Seinfeld. I love Seinfeld, and I don't
What?
want
No, I
people to.
mean, all right. So was it more on
Was it
the
that
spectrum
bad?
of
I think so. I think it
because
was
like
that big of a difference.
there's Jerry and then there's Leonardo DiCaprio, right? That's the spectrum of like underage dating or young dating, right? And so,
I think it
um,
was in the middle of there. I think it was something like that, where she was like 16, 17, maybe 17, 18, or something like that. And he was in his 30s.
okay, yeah, I mean that is kind of weird, but
It's
also
weird. It's so weird.
it's kind of like I don't know if this is like an average male experience, but I think when I was growing up, like a lot of the girls that I would be interested in like middle school and early high school, they were all dating like 30, 40-year-old dudes. I'm just like, how could I possibly compete against this? Like these dudes have cars and they have jobs,
The
and
fuck?
I'm like I'm literally struggling in class, and I have like an ice cream job type thing. You know what I mean? But like a lot of girls were like dating like older dudes, and I'm just like, man, I can't possibly compete. And then when I got to be older, um, the last thought in my head was like, oh, like I'm 30 years old, so let me go date someone in high school, bro. Like, what the fuck is
It's
that?
crazy. I mean, I just can't even imagine. Like,
Did you go
they're.
through that too?
Huh?
Did you go through
Well,
that too?
not really, because I grew up really religious. So, like, when I was 16, 17, these people were getting married to other 16, 17, and there were some like in our community, like when a guy was in his like late 20s marrying like an 18-year-old, people were like, "Ugh, what are you doing? That's weird."
Right. Yeah.
So it was weird. But like if you're 17, 18, and not getting married within a year, people were like, what's wrong with you?" Like to the girls, like
Sure. Yeah.
but if you were like 25 in my community, like, and you weren't married yet, people were like, "Oh, something's wrong with her. She can't like function anymore as a woman."
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
But it's
devastating to be in that. Like,
yeah. It's within the lens of like religious perspective and
yeah,
like it's procreate. Yeah, I get it. I
because I
understand.
didn't hang out with like high school people. Like, if from my high school, I don't know anybody from my high school. I've never hung out with them. It was all my community, religious community. So
More on that next time because
yeah.
I have to pee and I also have to go onto my mentorship call with zero break. I have to go from
Oh fuck, my
I
bad.
no, 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 you're good. I mean, I was enjoying the conversation. Otherwise, I'd be like, I have to go, Vitali. But like, it's meltdown with my daughter and the first punishment that she's ever had to, awesome podcast with
I'm so
Vitali,
glad I could be part of that.
and
Just
then
that story.
going straight into my mentorship class. So it's a grind, but hey, at least I'm Japanese, right? So it works out. But
You can really grind those
I can
bones.
I will grind until the skin falls off my bones, bro. What are you talking about? But I
Or
gotta go,
somebody
bro.
else's bones, whatever. Uh,
But but GG's man, good talking to you.
All right. Thanks for listening. If anybody's listening. All right.
I will send this
Bye.
to my mom and be like, "Yo, listen to this," and she'd be like, "Yo, this is a horrible, horrible take on everything." Um, but yeah, like I'd be interested in the stats once we get a couple more episodes going. But you know,
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
thank you
All
to
right.
the
Thanks for
three people.
watching and listening, and whatever. See you later.
All right, see you, Vitaly. Have a good one, man.